Hey guys, it's Jabari, and I'm pretty sure you guys already know that. Well, today we're looking at r/entitled parents. I've seen a few videos on this, and I felt like I wanted to do a video on it too. It's pretty interesting, but it's also really sad because there are actually people like this in the world. I'm gonna be reading one story today because it's an extra large story. They added lengths to they added like codes for the lengths of the story. So it might be a pretty long video, I'm not sure. This story is an extra large story. And the first paragraph says, "No, this is not a joke. This is a true story and is extremely heart-wrenching if you love animals. This still hurts me to this day to remember." The story is called "Entitled Parent Killed My Dog Cause Their Child Couldn't Have My Dog." A couple of years ago, back when I was in middle school, like age of 13 or 12, I had a pet Doberman. That was a friend and would play with anyone who seemed friendly and wanted to play with her. I raised my pup, who I named Gigi, since she was a newborn, who we got from a family neighbor of my grandmother's. Gigi was a sweet pup that no one could hate. Our neighbors loved her, and she was well behaved and well trained by me and my grandmother. A couple months go by, and the neighbor who we got her from moved away, and we didn't hear much from them. Fast forward into around, I believe it was 3 or 4 weeks, basically a month. New family moved in next door across the street from us. All is well and everything is fine. I met the new neighbor's husband with my grandmother, greeting him, welcoming him to the neighborhood. Coming to find this guy recently remarried while talking, and learned that he had 2 girls around the age of 4 or 3 that were twins. Then comes the woman you're probably not expecting to hear. Nope. We found out that it's not just a family of 4 people, but a family of 6, as the husband and wife agreed to take care of the wife's sister. Let's go with EB as entitled B word, and not forget the entitled. Let's go with Richard, her son. And ED is basically near my age. I think he was around 10 or 9 years old. I don't really care. So life goes on. I play with the neighbor's kids here and there, and I bring Gigi with me as she is always with me, and I like to have fun wherever I go. A month goes by, and I start to notice that Edie kind of rudely treats Gigi badly, even though she did nothing wrong or hurt anyone. Again, Gigi just loves to have fun since she's a puppy, no older than 2 years old at the time. I shrug it off and tell him that she's just being friendly. I should have just hit him back, then I swear. I fast forward a couple of weeks. Edie keeps being a royal douche to my big pup. At this point, I'm starting to get mad with him, and I tell him I'm not bringing my dog back over. Edie didn't like this one bit. At this point, things started spiraling out of control. Edie, what? You can't do that. She's my dog now. That's not how that works, dude. I've raised her. She's my dog, and I have papers. No, she's mine because I trained her and she belongs to me. Watch this. Edie screams at the top of his lungs, and it startled me, and Gigi comes groveling, shaking in front of him with her ears looking back and forth like she's been with an abusive owner. I wanted to cry when I saw my beautiful big girl just cowering in fear. My happy girl cowering. I just kind of blanked out. What happened but what my grandmother told me. I punched him in the face to give him a bloody nose, and EB comes over, pulls me off of her son, and starts to spank me like I'm her little child. My grandmother saw this and ran over. Boy, she was pissed. My grandmother is very protective after having 2 kids and being in police force. And being a retired cop, she knew what was wrong and against the law. My grandmother gave this woman an earful, what I was told. I honestly was never a kid heard such profanity come out of her mouth like that, and it scared me. Next thing I know is that EB pushes my grandmother down, and her sister and brother-in-law come rushing over and try to calm her down, as she had violent tendencies in the past. Later explained in the story, I'll tell you how I know this. The husband and wife apologized on her behalf and told her not to take it personally how Edie acted. Let's roll to a week ahead after this incident, and my grandmother noticed that something odd had been going on. We noticed that gates were unlocked and that someone was going through our trash and going through our garbage. We thought nothing of it. Well, we should have. As weeks go by, things are missing here and there, like tools and gardening supplies. So one day, about 2 months ago, after the incident, we noticed Gigi is missing. We find her down the street playing with our neighbors. Thankfully, they saw her out and decided to keep her company while my grandmother was picking me up from school. We thought again, nothing wrong. Maybe Look's gate handle heard the neighbors and wanted in on the fun. She loves everyone, and they all love her. Again, felt like nothing was wrong. Felt like nothing was going on. So we fixed the gate, put on a new gate handle, and everything was fine. This is where it started to get really weird. Again, gates open. Things go missing that we had just replaced. About another month goes by, and my grandmother is fed up and starts getting locks for the gate, and even paid a company to come and put in metal gates instead of wood ones, and got outdoor locks for the gates that needed a key. I had a key. She had a key. Again, this doesn't change the situation. Things still go missing, which grandma kept replacing. Then it happens. We come back after shopping to a back patio door broken in. Gigi's missing. And money and personal family heirlooms are missing. We get a cop that shows up, and when he does, I'm crying my eyes out, asking my grandmother, where's Gigi? When will she be back? As she's talking to the cop, we hear barking. It's coming from the new neighbor's backyard. We go with the cop, and we knock on the door. EB answers, and is the only one there with her son at the house. And it's the cop. We go back and see a dog. Shocker, it's my freaking dog. She's chained up with a muzzle and a shock collar on her. I'm crying so hard at this point, I just rush through the house in the back door and run and hug her. I'm happy she's okay and not hurt and not lost. But then ED comes and says this. What are you doing with my dog, Anon? That's me, don't worry. Still crying. What are you doing with Gigi, my puppy? Drooling his snot and tears as I'm holding her. Your dog? No, that's my dog. My mom just got her from the pound. You guys didn't want her, so my mom got her. What are you talking about? I would never give her up. This is where it's effed up. All eyes go to her, and the cops start questioning her. I'm still crying. My eyes are out playing with my big pup, Gigi. At this point, I'm not paying attention, but the cop asks her key questions to where she got Gigi and everything. At what time, what pet store, and what was the address of the store. This is the part my grandmother got super pissed. Thing is the store address, and the person she supposedly talked to was a family friend who owns that pet shop, and his number in her contact book. So my grandmother rushes over to the house, gets the book, comes back, and calls him in front of the cop using the neighbor's house phone. EB started acting fishy apparently. The cop and my grandmother talked to him over the phone, asking questions, and comes to find out that she never came to the store at said time or ever in the week to the store. He did state that he remembers meeting her son at Walmart, talking about helping them get a dog for her son, but was denied after he saw how the kid was treating animals. This is where the cop then tried to talk with EB. She didn't like this at all and knew she was in trouble. At this point, she was getting mad and trying to run from the questions. At this point, the officer noticed something isn't right and starts to signal my grandmother to back up. This could be dangerous. Next thing we knew, she grabbed a gun. The officer didn't react in time to detain her as she was erratic. I knew to get out of the way, so I got behind cover and my grandmother was screaming, Anon, get behind the walls and don't get out till the cop says or I'll say. Do you understand my orders, young man? My grandmother, again, being an ex-officer, told me what to do and I listened to her, just stayed there behind the outside wall of their patio. All I could hear is that ED can hear his mother being the EB screaming, yelling nonsense, saying she's not going to jail over stupid dog and stupid jewelry, and hearing a couple shots going off, and the officer screamed into his intercom saying, requesting backup, shots fired at officer and children, and nothing but screaming adults. I just stayed there and I cried. Next thing I hear is, my son deserves this dog more than anyone else. It's our dog, not yours. It's our stuff, not yours. Get the F out of my house. Officer is shooting back, trying to hit her to get her down, and she's shooting blindly, but I then hear a dreaded noise. The sound of that, EB screaming at the top of her lungs, if my son can have her, no one can! Next thing I hear is a loud bang. Glass patio door breaks, and I hear Gigi scream in pain as she's hit in the chest. I sat there crying, watching my dog bled out and whimpering for help. I was useless. I couldn't save her at all, stuck behind the wall. Next thing I hear is another shot go off, and the officer got her in the shoulder. She goes down, and he runs over and pins her down until the other cops arrive, and a minute later. I'm still watching Gigi bleed out at this point, and I can't stop thinking, why her? The mother gets cuffed and then is arrested. My grandmother, a few minutes later, after EB is taken to put it to the cops, she yells and says it's safe. I rushed over and held Gigi in my arms as she's crying in pain. I'm crying and holding her crying. Crying mess. Gigi, no! Gigi, please, no! Sadly, Gigi didn't make it. About a week goes by. I'm still depressed about losing my dog to this B word that is cursing her, and with every thought I say, I'm just cursing her. A month just passes while we go to the trial. My grandmother presses charges on her for endangering me and causing traumatic stress on me, and the whole shenanigans. We find out in a trial that EB has a criminal record of assault, breaking and entering, theft, and also carrying drugs, and assault. Come to find out, that night she was as high as a kite. Yes, Pineapple Express quote, but kind of accurate. From hitting a crack pipe. The sister and brother-in-law can't help her anymore. It stated in court they took her in to help her with problems, but that didn't seem to stop it. So that's my story. Yeah, she killed my dog. Trying to stay serious, and I lost my best friend Gigi to a stupid woman who had issues. Whoa, that was okay, guys. That was pretty heavy stuff. I didn't think that was gonna hit me as hard as it did. That story gave me goosebumps. I can't believe there are people in the world that would do something like that. It's actually sick. Who in their right mind has the right to take someone's dog, for one, take them hostage, break into their house, steal all their jewelry, and kill the dog? That I can't. Yeah, this world is actually messed up, and entitled parents is that is more than just an entitled parent. I don't even know if the story is real. This is probably one of the fake stories, but like, I don't know. I don't know if it's a fake story, because there are actually people out here like this, and she seems like she was, or he seems like he was pretty hurt from the entire incident. Wow. That is I guess we're starting off entitled parents with the peak of entitled parents. That was crazy. That's all I can say. That was crazy. Luckily, her grandmother was an ex-cop. But wow, I can't believe there's somebody that would actually do this. There are people that would actually do this. I'm not sure if this is a real story though. You have to take everything with a grain of salt on the internet nowadays, or ever, because the internet was never really a fully reliable source 100% of the time. Yeah, that's entitled parents. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys found at least a little bit of entertainment in that story, but I'm not sure if you can. That poor dog. Wow. Anyways, guys. This has been Jabari signing out. That was crazy. And peace.